Back in the corner. Hello, what's good, my fellow movie lovers, some anime people, people who just like my skits and stuff, and my yapping sessions. Today we will be talking about so One Piece. Well, number one, One Piece is my favorite show. I think I did another I did another video when I started these yapping sessions not too long ago, so you could go watch it. It was One Piece versus Naruto and why I liked One Piece more. Go watch that. And all my other videos, check them out. Some are good, some are not, but I'm stumbling through trying to figure out my thing, man, to show some love. But I do think that One Piece series on Netflix won't last too long. And I'm not being a hater. I'm not wishing it to fall. I'm not wishing it to fall out and be scrapped or be stopped. Of course, I want it to go on for as long as possible and reach all the 1,000 episodes that the actual anime reaches. But I think realistically, it's just not gonna happen. Not because they're not gonna do a good job if given the opportunity, but just, because money, all right? Like money. Money is the main thing, the budget. Now, I'm not assuming the actors are gonna ask for more. They probably might. That might add to it. But the main thing I'm worried about with this One Piece series going on Netflix is the budget for just the scenes, right? The scenes overall, especially the fighting scenes, the scenery, and just portraying all these different characters as realistically and as doing your best to match it to the anime. Because already copying cartoon or anime to the movie scene has always been hard, except for like Marvel and those kind of things, because Marvel and unless you have the budget of Marvel, excuse me, I'm not even saying, because even superhero cartoons and all that, they have their own things as well, but they're not those cartoons, American cartoons aren't as artful and beautifully designed as a lot of these anime that we love, these shonen anime that we love, right? For example, let's say Demon Slayer, you see how beautiful the artwork is. You know what I'm saying? The water, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? The slashes, everything. It's designed, though most animes are designed much more beautifully than American cartoons. So there's a reason why Marvel has it way easier in terms of translating everything from the cartoons and comics into the big stage, the big screen, because it's way easier for certain things to just translate. I don't think it's going to be the same for One Piece, for the One Piece series, because number one, they don't have the budget of Marvel or Disney, to be more specific, or DC. They don't have those budgets. And number two, I don't think they'll be able to portray the beauty of those fights very well in a way that we could look at and be like, ooh, interesting. And even if we took the anime out of our minds and just watched it, I don't think we'll be able to watch it in a way it would be very pleasing to watch. Because think about in real life how much it would cost to try to portray Haki, to try to portray Zoro's sword play with all the colors, to try to portray Kaido, to try to portray Big Mom, to try to portray Gear 5. Gear 5 is going to be very hard to look realistic with the CGI, but very hard to portray. They're already struggling with that in the first season of just Luffy's powers itself. Like they did, what's the clown's name? Buggy's powers are easy to portray because it's just his hands, blah, 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 blah. But what happens when they have to portray Haki and the ornament, and they have to, they're already struggling to portray and make Luffy's hands hand fighting and rubber powers look as good as they can. And each episode already costs between 12 to 18 million dollars. So we have to I think we have to be realistic in that, okay, like we saw Dragon Ball Z. When Dragon Ball Evolution, now that was some time ago, they probably didn't have the budget that they would have now, but we saw Dragon Ball Evolution try to portray Dragon Ball Z. That didn't look well. Now, Superman versus Grodd was a good portrayal of how maybe Super Saiyans would fight. But even then, that's still a superhero movie budget, DC budget, Marvel budget, Disney budget. I don't think this One Piece series is gonna have that backing. The main reason for what my take is just from really financially, on top of the artwork, and that's a whole nother story of them being able to portray the powers as beautifully as the anime was. I don't think they'll be able to. I don't think they'll be able to even do it in a way that we'll really appreciate. Be like, oh, super cool. That's the main thing. So again, I'm not hating. I'm hoping they find a way. I'm hoping they get the money for it. But $18 million an episode is insane. How many episodes was it? I forgot. I think they ended up spending $144 million. Now, I think as fans, we're always going to show love to it and show up to watch. Obviously, there's always going to be haters and stuff. But One Piece, I think, has enough pull that just maybe big studios and big investors and big famous corporations can put their money into Netflix for One Piece, the series, and get it to be able to give the directors and the artists and everybody on those teams enough money to try their best to portray the superpowers, the powers and the skills and the artwork and scenery of One Piece that we're used to seeing from the anime itself. So that's really my take. I hope it wasn't too long. I'm not hating on One Piece. I love it. One of my favorite animes, if not my favorite anime. But I just doubt that this series is gonna last super long, just because of how difficult it's gonna be to portray the fights and things of that nature. So, but we'll see. We never know. But yeah, man, thanks for listening to my yap. Don't forget to show love. I'm trying to grow. I like talking. I like making skits. I like trying new things with my short films and cinematic things. Hopefully new episodes of one of my shows is coming out. It's been life is life right now, guys. But hey, I'm going to try to be more consistent. But don't forget to